Welcome everyone. Today I have an updated tier list guide for Zenless Zone 0. Now looking behind me, we have several different tier lists and also my own tier list that I want to go through with you guys. So on the first part of the video, we'll have a look at some of those units that has went up on the rank of the tier list, including supporting characters, S-rank characters, and also what are the characters you can be building for the Zhu Yuan banner. And this allows those characters to become more popular, and you might want to look into preparing for those characters like a previous guide, how I was preparing for Zhu Yuan. So this video will have two different parts. And on the second part, we'll go through a variety of different Zhu Yuan builds and also characters that could work with Zhu Yuan. And we'll also have a look at some of the existing bug fix that has made certain characters like Kolida and also other characters like Sokaku even better because of bug fix, because of the adjustment, and also the potential for Ben to use his new weapon that deals a lot of damage. So coming over to the first part. As some of you might have noticed, Prism.gg and also Mobilitix has updated their tier list. Similarly, over here we also have Genshin.gg with a variety of tier lists. So briefly going through all three of the tier lists, you can see that supporting characters like Lycan and also Sokaku are going up a lot because they run really well with Ellen, and that is no surprise. Similarly, as the only S-rank support Reina, she is still very high on the tier list, and she can be even better with having Zhu Yuan coming into the banner very soon. We can see that Soldier 11 and also Necrometa is still pretty high on the tier list, and this is similarly on the other tier list as well, with other supporting characters and also stunning characters coming to the top of the tier list. Now if we come over to my own custom made tier list, you can see that I have put Ellen, Lycan, Reina on the top of S rank. And after that, the A rank characters include all the S rank characters like Grace, Kolida, Necrometa, and also Soldier 11. And also together with two of the best free-to-play A-rank supporting characters with Nicole and also Sokaku, who are free that every player can have those characters. And if you're planning to run with Ellen, Sokaku is great. If you're planning to run with Zhu Yuan, Nicole is going to be great. And those characters are freely available for the characters, and having higher ranks of duplicates to them will make the team even stronger. After that, the stunning characters MB and also supporting stunning characters like Ben, who can be defensive and also offensive, is on the higher part of the tier list. Lucy and also Piper as the supporting and also anomaly characters can also have their place. Finally, the damage attackers of A-rank characters are definitely on the lower tier of the tier list because we simply does not have enough resource to focus on multiple teams. If you're running a team with Ellen, then the second team you can run maybe any of the S-rank characters you have, or maybe with Zhu Yuan to come. And that means those attacker characters are not going to be great to run in any of your two teams. And this is one of the reasons I have ranked some of the higher grade characters on the top of the tier list together with the best in slot supporting characters. Now before we jump over to the second part, let's come over to the in-game conversation, which has a pretty good suggestion of which of the characters are actually becoming stronger. So not long ago, I think a few days ago, we actually got an in-game mail about the miscalculation of the deaths of certain characters. This is actually a massive buff for Kolida. So if we come over to Kolida, the reason I have ranked her a little highly is because previously she was getting a deduction to her days, and this means she wasn't stunning characters enough. And with the latest buff change, she is on par with Lycan with how much stun and also how much disable she can deal in a short period of time. And this means after the change of the death buff, Kolida is definitely one of the top tier stunning characters on the same level as Lycan. And you can run Kolida with Zhu Yuan on your second team. That may be the best team before the next new banner limit, before the next limited banner character come with the electric stunner. Now at the same time, there were also two bug fixes and also changes that enable Sokaku to have a correct skill description and also effect, and that also enable Big Cylinder to deal the right damage with a correct cooldown. So some of the reasons I have ranked Sokaku a little higher, as you guys know that she runs really well with the Ellen team. And as you're gonna see on the second part of the tier list, she could also be potentially running with Zhu Yuan as a supporting character by herself or with Nicole to enable a lot of damage buffs and also damage increase. Finally, Ben as a defensive character can also build for a stunning disc set. and this allows him to be a stunning character that potentially can deal a lot of damage. The reason he's not on the top of the tier list is that you just don't have enough slots. And this is when I think it's a good time. Let's come over to the tier list and also the builds for those characters, and let's see how many of the slots of characters you can fit for those characters. So coming over to the second part of the video, you can see that I have changed those characters and also the rankings, and also change a bit of overall rankings for those A rank characters together with S rank characters should you want to have a close look. Now, in our previous video about the tier list, we have talked about multiple different team comps for each of those S rank characters. And if you guys haven't seen those, I'll have the notes available for you to have a look briefly. And not much has changed for those S rank characters. You can see that I have made over 20 builds, including free-to-play build and also stronger builds with a variety of characters. So our bigger focus over here is actually to have a look at the variety of team comps with Zhu Yuan. Briefly going through my additional update for the Zhu Yuan banner. So Zhu Yuan at launch is likely gonna be the next S plus rank tier character, and in 3 months time, likely she will still be an S rank character. At the moment, her versatility is really low. She will require her to have the same fraction of unit or having a supporting character on her team to gain a massive buff to her critical rate. And this means that she doesn't need to match her element, but rather she needs the same fraction or she needs a supporting character. So any supporting character will work with Zhu Yuan, but she doesn't have any faction units at the moment until we get more units on patch 1.1. So hence the lower of versatility and the lower of overall ranking. Now in our previous video, we have had a look at the materials and everything that's needed for Zhu Yuan. And if you guys haven't seen this, I definitely recommend having a look just to understand you need a lot of more Dennies and also other resources to get her to higher levels, and you maybe want to prepare him before the release of the character. Now we have mentioned about the best in slot weapon and also disc drive for Zhu Yuan. Now because she has a lot of critical rate, it is possible to go with a 4 set with the other set to deal even high damage. Going with those particular main stats will enable her to deal the main damage of course, and together with higher substats of more offensive stats. So the focus will be on what a variety of teams that Zhu Yuan can go for, and how this will shift the next meta of the tier list, and how things will change once she's released. Right away, I am planning to go with Nicole and also MB and also Zhu Yuan for the most straightforward team comp, and having Reasonable will give me the highest anomaly damage coming from the other damage element. Now we have mentioned that Kalida has risen on top of the rankings for my tier list, simply because of the bug fix with the latest changes, and also Zhu Yuan wants a stunning character. It is okay to consider going with Lucy over here, and there are teams that can be a little different that allows us to still go with Nicole or maybe even Sokaku and also go with Kalida. Now one of the best teams in my mind will be coming from Zhu Yuan, Reina and also Lycan. This can be in the form of the Rezona pool for more ether damage or more energy gain coming from the Butler Pet. But in return, if you're going with this particular team count, then you're losing 1 stunner for the island composition. And this is of course coming to how you want to balance your first team and also your second team. This is definitely a team I want to try, but I do not have Reina. So we'll talk about summoning for Zhu Yuan and also my plans. What if I get Reina, what if I get other characters, and what if I get a duplicate very soon on video. Now finally, on the previous videos, we also talk about Zhu Yuan plus Sokaku plus Lycan. Zhu Yuan just needs a supporting character to enable her critical rate passive to be enabled, and at the highest rank, she can deal up to 30% more critical chance. So this is a straightforward team, and this also steals the spotlight from Ellen of course, so I wouldn't recommend this is gonna be the strongest team, but rather we can go with a synergy team with only 2 out of 3 synergies. Having Zhu Yuan and also Nicole was recommended by a lot of the viewers. We're currently theory crafting that Zhu Yuan and also Nicole could go with Lycan, and they can go with Kalida, they can even go with Sokaku for double supporting for the buffing of damage and also different status at the higher ranks for Nicole and also Sokaku with more duplicates. Finally, there is the team that you can go with Zhu Yuan, Nicole and also Ben for the Zhu Yuan banner special, right? Those 3 characters are gonna be the characters on the banner. And this means you have a lot of duplicates, and likely you have them to stronger effects, And this still enables you to have all the benefits of enabling Zhu Yuan while having the defensive capacity coming from Bin. And if you come over to the game, I have built my Ben to level 40, and I do have the big cylinder ready. So yes, I'll be testing out Ben with you guys, together with Nicole and also Zhu Yuan, for a composition that is more free to play, and we can be seeing how powerful it is with the updated of the weapon and also the stats for Ben. Now, one of the strongest build, of course, is coming from Zhu Yuan, Alan, and also Reina. Now, this is not recommended for the senior defense because you're putting both of your basket or putting both of eggs in one basket. Two attackers may be a little awkward simply because you both want field time. But if you have invested a lot of resources in Alan and also Zhu Yuan, having Reina on the team will enable the synergy of all the characters. And she's the only supporting character that can do this. Having a battle pet means you have a lot more resource gain. So if you want to try a strongest team for the Hollows or any other content, this may be the best team to go if you have invested all your resources into those characters. Now, of course, guys, there's definitely more team compositions, and once the characters released and once we have more testing for a variety of content, we'll have an updated video on this as well. And if you guys have any recommendations on Zhu Yuan's build, her character setup, and also her supporting characters, let us know in the comments as well. So as a summary, the characters that is going up on the tier list for me is going to be Reina, Nicole, Sokaku, and then Kolida. And followed by that, it is possible that Ben might even go up on the tier list depending how many copies and also duplicates you get from him. And this of course will follow coming from the release of Zhu Yuan and also the variety of teams she can go with. Now, similar to all of the videos, if you want to follow the notes, those will be available in the links below. And if you find my videos helpful and you want to see more future videos for ZZZ and also other games to come, make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep the notification on for the latest content.